Hey, what's up, tech enthusiasts? I hope all is well. Welcome once again to TechGround, the channel where we explore technology that can truly change our lives. Are you one of those people who loves to travel and take your home with you? Or have you ever been left without power at home and thought, I wish I had my own power station? Well, today I have in my hands, or rather next to me, something that's pretty close to that. Because this is the Oukitel P5000 Pro, a beast of a portable power station with no less than 4,000 watts of power and 5,120 watt hours of capacity. Just so you get an idea, with this you'll be able to power your fridge, your microwave, air conditioner, and pretty much any appliance in your house for hours. And yes, it's portable, well, relatively, because it weighs 53 kilos. So I recommend you join me in this video because we're going to get to know it in depth here at TechGround. Well, before we dive right in with this energy beast, let's talk about Oukitel. For those who don't know it, it's a Chinese brand founded in the year 2000. They specialize in energy products and mobile technology. These aren't the typical ones that just appeared. They've been in the market for over 2 decades, with more than 130 distributors in 60 different countries. The interesting thing about this brand is that they've always gone for extreme power. And if you've seen any of their smartphones, you'll know they're famous for their 22,000 mAh batteries, which last more than a week. Now they've applied that philosophy to portable power stations. And the P5000 Pro is their most ambitious bet to date, entering into direct competition with brands like EcoFlow, Bluetooth or Jacket, but with a very aggressive value proposition. If you're enjoying this video's content, you know the drill, like, subscribe and turn on notifications. That really helps us continue bringing you reviews like this. Now let's unbox it. And let's see what this Oukitel brings us in this huge box. And when I say huge, I really mean it. It weighs 59 kilos, including the packaging, and it's as sturdy as it should be to protect an investment of over 2,000 euros. Let's remove the straps. And when you open it, oh my, the 5mm Pro is perfectly protected with high density foam on all sides. It's evident they've ensured its perfect condition upon arrival, as any damage could be very costly. Look how impressive it appears. It's also difficult to remove since it comes in 2 boxes. I'll open the main and secondary boxes to take it out. If not, it's impossible. What else is included? Well, we have a direct current power cable for the house. We also have a power cable for vehicles, and of course, the power cable for photovoltaic panels. In addition, it comes with its instruction manual, its warranty card, and of course also a manual so we can learn how to set up our app on the phone. Read the manual carefully, as this is a unique power bank. One great feature is the inclusion of rubber wheel protectors. While it may seem trivial, when you have a 53 kg object moving around your home, you truly value such specifics. The first impression is that this is a serious industrial product. This professional tool is disguised as a consumer product, and now it's out of the box. Let's begin by discussing the physical design, particularly the dimensions. First of all, because it's quite large, since it's 55 centimeters long, 48.7 centimeters high, and 29.9 centimeters deep. That's basically the thickness. To give you an idea, it's like a large suitcase, but it weighs 53 kilos. And you might think that's a lot. Well, of course it is, but it makes sense when we understand what's inside. And that's because it has inside a live P04 battery with 5,120 watt hours, a pure sine wave inverter of 4,000 watts, and thermal management systems. Multiple ports, it's practically like having an industrial uninterruptible power supply in a semi-portable format. The design is functional above all. This black plastic casing, which isn't cheap, is made of high-strength ABS with metal handles and this grey chassis. And these wheels, which aren't rubber, they're not pneumatic, but they're made of solid rubber to prevent punctures. Besides, it has a telescopic handle so you can move it around. It feels sturdy, there's a bit of play, but how else should it be to move this amount of weight? On the front, we have a liquid crystal display screen that shows us all the relevant information: input power, output power, remaining battery time, and temperature. It's basically the main control panel for this device. Here we're going to have all the information, like I said, all the sections. When different modules are turned on, we'll also have the charging method. How is it coming in? If we have the active connection system, well, we can pretty much monitor everything we have active and everything that's about to be activated. The port modules are intelligently distributed, and on different switches, we have the direct current one, where we're going to have the first one here. At the very top, the lighter for typical car vehicles, and right below that, the recreational vehicle for recreational vehicles, which is this special connection we have here, and these two little indicators, these two barrel type points as well. To be able to connect transformers or different items that have that type of input, you simply press to activate or deactivate this direct current power outlet. We can also see it reflected above on the panel at any time. The next module is the USB section, which is really great. If we're camping or traveling in our motorhome and want to charge our devices, well, we have different options. It works the same way, just activate it by pressing a button. We have two 5-volt USB ports, which is the same as 2.4 amps, and right below we have two quick chargers, which are fast USB chargers. 3.0 with a maximum output power of 18 watts, and finally we have the power delivery ports, which are the USB-C ports, each with a maximum output power of 100 watts. The truth is that we have quite a wide variety for different devices that require more powerful charging, slow charging, or low current. If we go to the last port section, it's the air conditioner, which will obviously turn on and off. At the moment, the air conditioner is switched on, the alternating current. So here we have 5 sucos, and the power, the intensity, and the remaining hours will also change. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are 5 chucos. There are 5 European power connectors, which are actually very useful for different types of devices, and each one will give us a maximum power of 16 amps. Now, depending on what we plug in, which will generate more or less demand on the device. An interesting fact is that if we hold down the USB button, it will enter silent mode. If we don't want to disturb anyone, we can activate and deactivate the ports without making any noise, simply by pressing again. We'll have the sound signal when we're activating the different modules, and everything the device notifies us about. If we hold down the one for alternating current, it will turn on, and the constant power indicator will also turn off. And this is what we have on the front panel. But don't forget the most crucial element, the power button. With a tap, we'll turn off the display simply so it's not on, and by holding it down, it goes to off and will shut down the whole system. The truth is that the mechanics and the setup process are very simple, and anyone can easily configure it very quickly at first glance. We turn it on, remembering that here we have the Internet of Things section, which is also for resetting or getting into some deeper aspects of the device. If we go to the left side, you won't be able to see it from here. But anyway, we have the detailed plans. We have 2 fans that will handle the suction, since the airflow feedback will go in this direction, from there to here. And right below, it will show us the 5,120 watt-hours of power that this Lucho has. On the right side, we have the 2 exhaust fans. As I was saying, the cooling will go in this direction, and right below, we have the overload protection to protect the current system and the different charging modes that we can have with this device. That is, how are we going to input the energy? We will have the extreme charger, which will be the usual 3-phase one, the connector we have at home. Those are the 3 cables that come up here. We have the switch to change between slow charging and fast charging. And of course, the last input port for solar or car to bring in the input, whether it's from a photovoltaic source or directly from our car. That's all. We'll have everything with the grill panel on that side, and on this one, very well ventilated. And I don't want to forget the top part with these 2 handles. Obviously, I can't move it by myself. I just needed help to lift it. I mean, I can move it. It's 53 kilos and I'm worried about injuring my back. The top part has a little tray, which you likely saw in the unboxing. Where will we have all the cables that we can keep here, in case we don't keep the cables or want to store something else? Well, any accessory. As you can see, the cables are very well organized. Did you see the car cable, the solar panel cable, and this cable with the European connection? And 3-phase, I call it 3-phase, but in the end it's just a power cable for the house. So we can power, charge, and manage our loads independently in the different modes. We should also add that since we have the telescopic arm, which is quite tall and pretty convenient, we have 2 pads here. Also, rubber anti-slip pads, so we can place it vertically and rest or set it down when we're moving it around. The manufacturer recommends that we don't place any kind of obstruction within 30 centimeters of the air recirculation inlet, so we don't block the airflow. On the back, there are only the manufacturer's instructions, power information, and types of load, how it will be done, and the certifications. That would be all about the distribution, the design, and how this Oukitel P5000 Pro is built. I almost forgot, obviously, the brand name down here, embossed on this veneer. Honestly, it's quite nice. Well, it goes unnoticed. You have to be careful because it can't get wet, and of course you have to take care of it, but also move it with a lot of caution. Let's talk about specifications now. Well, it's time to talk about specifications and how it works, and here it comes. What really matters is, what can this beast do? Let's start with the heart, which I mentioned before. It's a lithium-ion P04 battery with 5120 W. I call it a lithium-ion P04 battery. What does this mean? Well, theoretically, it can supply 1000 watts for more than 5 hours. Or in other words, 500 watts for more than 10 hours. To put it in perspective, a typical car battery has about 620 watt hours. So we're talking about almost 10 times more. The uninterruptible power supply system is a feature I really love. In case we lose power at home, in less than 10 milliseconds, it will be able to switch to the battery. What this means is that if we're using the computer won't even notice the dishwasher, the microwave, anything we're using. And this is perfect for offices, for companies, or for critical equipment. Another very good and very powerful thing is the pure sine wave of 4000 continuous watts with peaks of up to 8000 watts. And this means it can start compressor motors, pretty much anything we have at home. It's going to make the pure wave crucial because it protects sensitive equipment like computers or medical devices. So you won't have any problems and you'll be able to run pretty much everything. A fun fact is that the Life P04 battery is designed for 6000 cycles. It can handle over 3600 cycles without issues, equating to roughly 10 years of daily use. Is it more durable than the electric car batteries? I'm going to talk about real use cases. For example, at home, this can be your complete backup during blackouts. Fridge, lights, router, television, everything working normally for hours, no matter if the power goes out. Also for camping, RVs, it's like practically taking your power grid with you, so you'll be able to use any appliance normally and without modifications, thanks to all the different connectors it has. For professionals like photographers, technicians and builders, it's clean and silent energy wherever you need it. Now let's get to what we've been waiting for, the real tests. I'm gonna bring some everyday appliances to see how it performs, see how it works and how it responds. Here we have various everyday devices, including a microwave, monitor batteries, camera batteries, and light batteries. The cell phone with its charger, the hair dryer, and an air fryer, which are high consumption devices. Except for these two we have here, and we're going to see continuously how it's going to increase. Right now it's giving us about 92 hours with the battery we have, which is 73%. We'll start connecting devices. First, I'm going to connect the phone. We have both switches on. The air conditioner is on and the USB is also on. The hours fluctuate while watts increase during fast charging on the phone as shown here. Now let's connect this USB-C to the 100 watt power delivery in the USB section with the two NPL batteries we have over here. Our hours are decreasing, which is also increasing the power. Let's connect the next item, which is going to be the microwave. I'm going to plug it in here. Let's crank it up. It's at maximum power. They are usually 1000 nominal watts with peaks. Since it has an internal transformer, it goes up to 1000, 140 watts. We connect the third element, which is our air fryer, also with about 1500 watts, which is its usual power consumption. We set it to work at 180 degrees and the watts start to go up. Here we have 2300 watts. About 90 minutes of use. The hair dryer, which we'll use continuously, tends to fluctuate a lot and usually has quite a bit of power, similar to the last device mentioned. And it's one of the devices that demands the most power in the household. To be honest with you, it's going to be at the highest heat and at maximum power. There we already have 3900, 4000 watts of output consumption, and all of this obviously we'll be able to see it. Let's see if it loads. I'm not lying to you. 3962 watts, we're at 4000 watts of power. With all this connected, it's giving us 50 minutes of autonomy with all these devices running, charging and working. together with each other. Now the microwave has turned off and it's giving us 2 hours. We turn off the hairdryer, which is pretty loud, and we go up to 40 hours. With live flyer, and we turn off live flyer, which always takes a little while to shut down. And now the hours we're going to have available start to increase. We disconnect everything, our croquettes are done, our coffee has been heated, we've dried our hair, we've charged our phone, and the battery is still full. That's a real test here at home. With everyday items, as you can see, it handles and withstands the 4000 watts without any problem. With all these devices connected in parallel, and that's it, the app would be very easy to use. We have 2 apps. If we're in the United States, we'll need, for example, Lambbook, or if we're in the rest of the world, we'll need Wonderfree. Americans are very particular, so I'm going to start recording the screen so you can see it. With me, we'll go into Wonderfree, which is the app. You just need to sign up and look for the device. In this case, I already have it connected, and once we're inside, we'll be able to see the consumption in real time. I will connect as I have it here. Something that was given me before, I connect the power, I'm gonna put it in quick checking, fast charging. Here the input watts start to go up. It's obviously coming in through air conditioner and it's arriving. It has to reach 3200, which is what I have contracted at home, and that's also what it can handle as consumption. Look, we already have the 3200W here. Basically, we have them here almost as direct line consumption that we have with our home electricity. Let's test the output. I'll connect it and activate the USB ports from here. Now, I'm going to plug in the USB-C. It's already telling me that I have fast charging, and you can see that the Type-C info light turns on, where it shows us that the watts are increasing, and it's going to give us the power that it can deliver up to 100W. My phone has a maximum capacity of 90W, so it also depends on the voltage required. If the devices are smart, then they'll require more or less power. For example, I'm going to activate the air conditioner info now. It also works with alternating current. I'm going to plug in my 90-watt cable connector. Well, right now it's giving me 27 watts. Also, because it depends on fast charging, does my phone require more or less battery? 4W, 12W, 41W, 40W, 36W. Well, as you can see, here we can monitor. However, if I go to the USB now, from here it should show that I'm on USB-C. Channel 2. If I go to this one, it should tell me that I'm on USB-A. Just a bit, like this. Remove the USB-C, 27W. As you can see, it's very fast and simple. Monitoring everything, load peaks, operating temperature, estimated remaining time, battery, and more. It's quite comprehensive, organized and fast. Then on another one, we can also see the frequency it's working at, 50 or 60 Hz. In this case, we're in Europe, 50 Hz, which is also shown here. We can choose the output voltage, 220, 230, or 240. The speed, let's say the maximum charging power we want it to deliver. Through the air conditioner, the UBOOT switch, the INVERTER version, battery management system version, and the DEVICE key. We also have a section for alarms, the settings, and the device name, so you can share the device with other family members. And if we go to the main section where we have the complete interface, in this case here I have my family, where you can add all the devices. We also have the smart section to create scenes and to create automations. We will be able to choose ourselves and go programming our preferences with the device. Then we have the MI section where we have the settings here. As you can see, dark mode, which also lets us set the app to dark mode. Personally, I prefer more help, documentation, and feedback. Well, let's get to the conclusions with my personal opinion, and let's get straight to the point. And the thing is the Oukitel P5000 Pro worth it for 2,399 euros? Well, as strong points, I could highlight that it has a massive power of 4,000 real watts and a huge capacity of 5,120 watt hours. Ultra fast charging in 2 hours. It charges completely with the integrated uninterruptible power supply system, robust construction, and the long-lasting Life P04 battery. As for weaknesses, it weighs 53 kilos, so it's not very portable. I practically can't handle it alone, and it has a high price, although it's competitive and good, and it also takes up quite a bit of space. The ventilation is very well designed, with grills on both sides and internal fans that activate depending on the load. And yes, it does make a bit of noise when it's working, but nothing compared to a traditional diesel or combustion generator. My personal opinion is that at this price, it's a serious investment, but it can make a lot of sense. An equivalent diesel generator costs about the same, but this one doesn't make noise, doesn't pollute, doesn't need maintenance, and you can use it indoors. For a quick comparison, a similar EcoFlow Delta Pro costs $2,499 with less capacity. A Bluetti air conditioner 200 max is also around 2,500 euros, but with only 2,200 watts, and the Oukitel offers more power and more capacity for less money. My recommendation is that if you need serious backup power for your home, your office, for professional use, or for your business, weight is not going to be a problem. So this option is going to be excellent, and if you're looking for something for occasional camping, it might be a bit too much, and you could look at other options that are also a bit more versatile. After all, it's like having your own personal electric company, and in these times of rising electricity prices and power outages, having energy independence, it doesn't get any publicity because you're going to miss it in critical moments. When all is well, you flip the switch and it all works. But when things go wrong, something like this is highly, highly recommended. And well, you know the routine if you've made it this far. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, subscribe if you haven't, and share with a friend who often complains about power outages. And let me know in the comments if you've had any experiences with portable power or energy stations. As usual, check out the product link in the description for its marketplaces and official page. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. I'll see you in the next TEDx CREO episode. May technology be with you. See you soon.